expensive.
Sounds good. So the idea is that you need to make each of these rooms on the left, and the shapes you have to come up with over here are on the right. So really, this is, you can be very, very creative with how you do it.
Yeah, in fact, he said where it says special room on
Yes.
on the bottom for the
Mhm.
bullet points on the left, right there. Yep. He said the person that's most creative with their special room will get extra credit.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. All right. So the next thing is to find the area of your rooms, which we can do. That's part 2. And then part 3 is total area and costs. That's no big deal. And I see you already started here. Okay. You are currently in a home, I'm guessing,
Yes.
and you almost want to start from a doorway. You want to like almost imagine like here is the front door, whatever
And he said no he said no doors, and the hallway, it's just like that. You don't have to like draw anything.
okay, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, well, that makes things substantially easier. There was actually a project I worked with a student on a while back where they gave you, I was gonna maybe even find that. So I mean, you've got your master bedroom already up here. So let me snip in what you've got here, and let's just talk about what you will do with this. There's a couple of things here to be careful of. So here is your master bedroom, and what you're trying to show me is that this is actually 2 feet. It's not that each square is 2 feet, it's that each length is 2 feet.
Yes. Yes.
Because this entire square is 2 feet by 2 feet. Okay, and then the area of this is 2 times 2, which is 4 feet squared, or I think 4 square feet we talked about last time. You could go either way with that. Is that okay? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't I think he like made a little example, and he was like, you should probably do it for 2 feet, and he drew across like let's say 10 squares, and then he just put 20 feet was the length for that side.
Right, but you picked each square as being 2, and that's fine. That's good.
Yes.
Okay, so a couple things here that I think are important is since you're at the edge of the page, you probably want to close this off. Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing is to use a ruler. That I can tell you freehand did these, which is fine for me, but you're getting graded. That might be an important thing. You might even consider that what you've got here is a rough draft. Have you talked about that concept in English class before?
Yes.
Or a first draft?
Yeah.
Because you may want to move some things around.
Yeah. So like if I
Okay.
don't like one thing.
Exactly. Okay. So let's just work through the next parts of the assignment just so you can get a feel for what you're going to be doing for it. So the third page, or maybe it's the second page here, this is like a summary page, but your instructor wants to see your work. So let me try to explain that here. And we'll use this master bedroom as an example. So for every room you have to, and we actually should probably give the room a name, like, so we'll call this the master bedroom.
Yep.
Okay. Now, the shape of this room is a rectangle.
Yeah.
Room drawing and dimensions. So like, for me, that's like a check, like you have the room drawing, its dimensions is, and then I would be consistent. Is it base times height every time? That would be important to me to me, that's 30 feet times 20 feet.
What?
Now this is where it could be that you may not have enough room here. Like the total area is 600 feet squared. But what your instructor might want you to do is show this off to the side. I mean, this is not a big area, but it's 30 times 20. But what most instructors actually want is the generic formula. So they want to see base times height like this. They usually want to see the formula and then the numbers.
Okay, I'll check.
Now the next part we've got to talk about a little bit. Did your instructor give you pricing for flooring, or do you have to find that out on your own?
I think it might be on the other side of the sheet, but I'm gonna check in a sec.
Yeah, go ahead and look. I don't see it on what you sent me. Could you look and see if there's excuse me,
Flooring cost or cost of flooring?
yeah, could you look into those?
Yep. What? Oh, weird. On the page where it has all the instructions, there's a
Yes.
part where it says area and cost, but it doesn't really specifically say how to calculate the area. I mean the cost.
Okay. So let's both do this. Well, let me ask you first, what type of flooring do you have in your bedroom currently? Carpet, tile, wood, something else?
Let's just say it would.
Like wood floors? Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping you would say carpet. So I'm gonna actually just go with carpet because that's the easiest one for us to talk about first.
Okay.
Go. If you've got an internet browser open, I'm going to do the same thing. I want you to look for the price of carpet, and I'm going to do the same thing, and we'll see. We'll compare answers.
Oh, it's like reals. We're actually using real numbers.
I think that's the idea here. Yeah.
Carpet. Okay.
So spend a few minutes here, or minute here. I'm going to do the same. Did we talk about like Home Depot last time?
Yes.
Yeah. So you may want to go to like a Home Depot website or a Lowe's. What I was trying to get you to see here, and I'm not finding this very quickly, is the units of carpet are sometimes odd. They sometimes talk about it in yards squared, not feet squared. So I'm seeing numbers like this. Carpet could be anywhere from like $1 to $10 per square foot.
Okay.
And it depends.
Why don't we just say four?
$4. So this is one of those things. Hopefully this is not due tomorrow. This is one of those questions you want to ask your instructor. You want to say, Mr. Instructor, what price should I use for carpet, or how should I determine the price of the flooring? And that's a question for the instructor. Pricing. Now, for now, we're gonna say $4 for carpet, $4, but we have to say per square foot. And maybe a parent can tell you if they put carpet in recently what they paid, so you get another idea from them.
Wait, so we do 4 times
Exactly.
600, so
Yes. So it's
2,400.
$2,400. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So
Now,
let me look back at your assignment. Yeah. Keep going.
it's an additional bedroom that is a square because all sides are even. So,
So let's look at the part 2 area calculations just to make sure that we have done this. It says requirements, clearly label the dimensions of each room. Now you have done that, but there's kind of another way that you can label. Let me show you here. And I would choose either to label on the inside or the outside as a convention. But what some students do is you can actually put arrows. This is called dimensioning. And you can show that it's the entire width is 30 feet. And then similarly, 20 feet, you can go up and then go down like that.
okay.
You have to have the units in each case. So just, again, this could be your rough draft. You could do it a few other ways.
Okay.
Now,
Got it.
do you ever use PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint? Have you ever used that before?
No,
Do you know what I'm talking about when I say Microsoft PowerPoint?
I know it's an app.
Yes, it is an app. And there's actually probably a better one than this for you. What I was going to show you is how to do this, but I guess I'll hold off on that. Let's go look at your second bedroom. Now, your thinking right now is probably what would be considered very linear. A bedroom does not have to be a square or a rectangle, although that's what we're used to seeing. And that's part of the focus of this project. I know you you've already said, hey, I'm going to make my bedroom square here.
Mhm.
But you could make your bedroom a circle. There's really no reason that couldn't be the case.
Okay.
It's up to you. It's totally up to you. The other thing is you don't even have to call it a bedroom to start. You could actually just come up with all the shapes and then arrange them later on.
Oh, yeah, so we need to have 2 circles and a composite figure and a composite figure with that's a little bit cut out. So right
Right.
now, let's do the composite figure.
Well, no, let's do the additional. Let's do the additional bedroom. You've already got it
Okay.
labeled here. So let me grab I'm going to grab a snip of your flooring and cost again. So we want to fill this in. Okay. So the first is we're going to call this I don't know, you can call it like bedroom number 2 or the additional bedroom.
Yep.
And then the shape of the room, this one is a square. Room drawing and dimensions. So you have that drawing. The dimensions are 16 feet by 16 feet. Usually X is used to indicate the dimensions. Now the area calculations, you've got to have a formula. You've got to say like area is base times height. Your instructor is looking for that. If you look on part 2, the area calculations, you have to write the formula you're using. And that's what this is here. And so you can plug in the 16 and the 16. Then you put the total over here, which I guess is 256 feet squared. You might want to show your calculations on a separate piece of paper if your handwriting is big. That might help if you're not sure if you can show it.
Okay. And we'll just put carpet for this one too.
Great.
And
Carpet's great. Now, is it going to be the same carpet?
Can it be?
Absolutely, yes. So you're gonna multiply this number by 4.
Yep. All right, so 24 and 200. So 224 and then 800. So 1024, right?
It's actually kind of interesting. We look at the numbers slightly differently. I looked at it like this, and I think the way you looked at it was 56 and 200. This other approach, when you multiply each of these by 4, I think is slightly easier, even though you got an extra set of numbers to hold on to.
No, I did the one you're drawing out right now.
Oh, good, good. Okay, and I actually start from the left to the right. If that, I'm not sure if that doesn't really matter, but that's a way to build speed on these problems. Okay, so far you have, and it's kind of a checklist, right? You've got a you've done the master bedroom and the additional bedroom, and then you just go right down the list here, and you've with cutout one, with cutout composite figure. Okay, I see. Yeah.
So
Okay.
for the composite figure, so could you go to
Yes.
the additional bedroom?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
So you're on the additional bedroom. Okay, so go to the bottom right corner of it. Then
But
go.
why don't we do it with the kitchen? I mean, keeping it, because we really need to get the list of shapes done.
Yeah. So wouldn't the kitchen be good for a composite figure?
Sure,
It's-
like, and you can draw it however you want, but one of the, I mean, there's so many ideas. One is adding a semicircle to a rectangle,
Oh,
but
that sounds good.
you can actually do whatever you want. Like, and so the instructor is looking for creativity, like maybe you like L-shaped things, and it's a composite of a rectangle and a rectangle. It's
Wait, what
totally
if?
up to you.
Wait, what if? Could it be that same shape, but like a semicircle with it?
Sure. Why don't you draw it? I know this takes a little bit more time, but why don't you draw a few shapes, or draw your kitchen, or draw a few more, and then send over a picture of that.
Huh.
And we do need to get to trapezoids. Excuse me, diamond. Oh wow, they actually use the word diamond here. Huh.
Huh. Kitchen. Okay. So what I did was a rectangle, and on top of the rectangle, a semicircle.
Okay. So something like this. How
And then
you, so
and
you're gonna
on
need the
the
base. Yep, good.
yeah, and on the bottom left part of the that shape, um a rectangle like facing upward.
You talking about here?
Yeah, like that shape, but on the bottom.
Okay. Now you're making more than
Like
one
that.
composite, and I'm not sure you need to satisfy the requirements. Like the composite can be of just 2 shapes.
Okay.
Now, just for ease, it may be better if you send over a picture of what you've got. That way I don't have to try to don't have to try to guess.
All right. So how would I find the area of the circle in cubes?
So give me the dimensions here. How wide is this?
1 second, I'm just sending it over. Matthew. Okay. There you go.
Okay, you're sending something over by email?
Yes.
Great. Got it. There it is. Yeah, there's your kitchen. Okay, so if I count the number of squares, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 across. So we'll call it, this is 16 feet here.
Mm-hmm.
And then your height is, it looked like you did 3 of these, so we'll call it 6. Right now, the thing that's maybe important here is that you may have to actually pull up your kitchen a little bit. Let me snip this and show you what I mean on your side. This is why it's important to send over the picture. So the semicircle, it has a radius of 4 boxes. Do you see that? 4 to the
Mhm.
right, 4 to the left, but it's also got to be 4 up. So you actually have to make sure it comes down more like this.
Okay.
And that's very important. Your instructor would definitely mark you off for that. Even though it kind of looks nice the way you have it, like visually it looks good. Okay, so you ready to do some calculations here on this?
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing that I think you need is the name, and it's the kitchen. And then the second thing here is that it's a let me go back, actually go up and look. So it's the shape. You would definitely want to say that it's a composite shape, and you would want to say it's a composite shape of a rectangle and a semicircle.
Can I mark one off for the semicircle or only for the composite?
Only for the composite. Yeah, I think your instructor is very literal and very linear. They want one of each. The next thing is the as the dimensions. So this one's a little bit tougher. You basically want to indicate it in the same way you do here, that it's 16 feet by 6 feet. And the semicircle, it has a radius of 8 feet. So you might want to indicate it very carefully that it's the same.
All right, so 60 feet times 6 and R equals.
Yeah. Now for the area calculation, and this is what I mentioned, like sometimes this gets too busy to try and fit all in that graph or grid boxes you've got. The area of the composite shape is base times height plus the area of a circle, which is pi r squared divided by 2.
Base times height plus. of pi r
This is, yeah,
squared.
this is 16 times 16 plus 1/2 pi and then 8 squared. Now, interestingly with this is there's actually kind of two answers. The first is the answer that's symbolic. It's going to have the pi symbol in it. So that's 256 plus 32 pi feet squared. But there's a second answer, which is if you put this into the calculator. Now I'm gonna send you a link to a scientific calculator that I've been using with a lot of students. I think you'll really like it. It's the Desmos scientifics calculator. Have you seen that before? Okay, let me
No.
share it with you. Actually, I'm first send you the link. Do that first. And
We should put tile for the flooring because the kitchen.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let me put in the chat here, but I'm also going to share my screen so you can see it. Because I think this is a really valuable calculator tool that you'll like. It's also completely free. All right, so let me grab that here. Let me do the new share with you. All right, so if you're seeing my screen now, do you see this sort of calculator space? So notice like one of the nice things about this is you can actually just type it in exactly the way that I wrote it on the screen. Okay, now notice like the answer is over here on the right, but as soon as you put the pi in, here's pi, it changes it to a decimal. And the reason is because pi is considered an irrational number, meaning it can't be represented by a repeating decimal or a terminating decimal. So there's really two answers here. I'm going to write down your page here, 356.5 feet squared. So I would encourage you to use this calculator. It's going to be a better tool for you long term to use something like this than I was showing you there. So there's really kind of those two answers.
What was it again? I'm at half pi.
Say that one more time.
Wait, could you go back to the calculator one?
Yeah, let me get back to it. Sorry, I know I went kind of fast through there.
Wait, so half pi, where are the parentheses? 8 squared.
Yeah,
Okay.
make sure you get the exact same number as me because we're going to probably use this a lot if we work on this project for the rest of the time today.
Yes. Wait, so that's the area?
That is the area. Yeah.
Should I just put 356.5?
Yeah. Now where that's maybe another question for instructors, like what should you round to? Because for area, it's not clear, but for money, we know the answer for money. Money goes to 2 decimal places.
Is that feet squared?
Yes. Yes. And I'm showing that on the other, I've got that on the other screen. So you'll get those with the notes at the end.
No, tile.
Now, how much is tile? And if you're not sure, it is more than carpet. It's significantly more in some cases.
Is it like 20 bucks for a carpet's like 4?
Let's go $12 per square foot
Okay.
for your tile. Okay. So the power of what you have here in your Desmos is that, see how I've highlighted all of these?
Yes.
If I put it in parentheses, which all I did was hit the parentheses button on my keyboard, I can then multiply the whole thing by 12. You see that? Like I didn't have to retype it. I didn't have to write the number again. I just literally added to the calculation here by multiplying.
Nice. Good tip.
I'm sorry.
Good tip.
So this is the total cost. I'm writing that down. It's $4,278.37. And the reason you go to 2 decimal places is because it's money.
Yeah. I put 0.4 at first, and then you said that, I was like, oh yeah, money. Okay, so I'll do my next thing, and then I'll send you a picture of it.
Sounds good. We can probably do another shape during our lesson today. You're going to find that it's very repetitive. It's the same kind of thing here. We should do a composite where it subtracts. So like, for example, a rectangle with maybe a rectangle that takes away from it. And what that would produce is kind of this, actually, I can't show it very well, but it would produce something that looks like this. But it doesn't have to be this, but we need to do that composite where it, oh, you're maybe not seeing my screen, are you? Sorry.
Oh no.
Now you're. So we need to do a composite where it subtracts, meaning like it takes away from. Another common one that you might see, give you some ideas here, is the semicircle that takes away from a rectangle. You could, this is a little bit more creative, but like you could take a trapezoid and you could take away either a rectangle like that. That's another possibility. Although it's a really weird room, but maybe that doesn't matter.
Let me show you what I put.
Sure. Yeah, I'll stand by here.
Okay. What's a foyer?
I don't want to answer that wrong. I think it's like an entryway.
Okay.
Like most things, yeah, it's an entrance hall. Like most things, you want to probably use the internet to confirm. It's very formal. Your teachers must be at least 50 years old if he's using the word foyer, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's a very antiquated term, but
yeah, this apartment, it's like really expensive. It would probably be a penthouse because first of all, one, it's an apartment and it's pretty big, so it's probably in New York or something, which would even make it more expensive.
well, hey, Florida's got high rises. I mean, if you're in along the coast there, right? Like in Miami or.
I lived in Miami.
Yeah, and so they can have they can definitely have this. New York, I think it was New York City, recently built the thinnest skyscraper. You might, I don't know, you might find this interesting. There's a that you when you do construction in a large city, you have to buy what are called the air rights, which is what allows you to build up vertically. Like you can't just, because you own the land, build up as high as you want. You have to also own the air rights. It's kind of an interesting thing. So
like a plane doesn't fly through it?
Well, no, like what I mean is like not everyone's allowed to just build up as tall as they can. Because like, let's say I owned a building this tall and you bought the land right next to me. Well, I don't want you to build one up, even taller. That wouldn't be right. Because I want my apartments to have the best views. All right. So what is this going to be over here? Is this going to be your foyer?
Oh no, it's going to be my dining room because it's like right next to the kitchen.
All right. So dining. Got it. Okay, so the dining, and we got to do dimensions here. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. So we got 22 feet that way. And then 8 feet this way. But we got a little cutout too. So we can say the dining is it's a rectangle. It's a composition of a rectangle and a square. And so the dimensions here, which is important, dimensions of your rectangle is 22 feet by 8 feet, and the square is 4 feet by 4 feet.
Wait, what did you put? Is that 8.4?
Where it's 8 feet. This is
Oh,
8
that
feet, isn't
says
it?
feet. That says feet. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, my handwriting gets poor, but it's yeah, you got to make sure you get the right numbers there. Let's avoid decimals if we can on this.
Yeah. Agreed.
So then to find the actual area, you have to take the base times the height, but this
And
time
then
you're going to subtract the base times the height. So that's 22, oops, 22 times 8 minus 4 times 4.
minus 16.
Yep. So what about this one over here? 20 times 8 is 160. 2 times 8 is 16. So 176 minus 24. And how I do that is I look at this as 176 without writing this, but it's minus 20 minus 4. So that gets me down to 156 and then 152 feet squared. Now, what you mentioned wood earlier, wood floors. Let's put that in here. I believe wood is just as expensive as tile. There's obviously different types of wood. There's well, depending on where you live in the country, right? There's I guess you can get anywhere, oak, pine, walnut, whatever. There's lots of wood floors. There's actually like other ones like bamboo, different kind of.
Is there a redwood floor?
There's redwood. Yeah, I mean, there's really literally anything. I mean, if you have enough money, you can buy it. So, but let's just say it's a little bit more expensive. Let's go $15 per foot squared. So your cost is going to be that 152 times 15.
Oh, wait, what was it's a room drawing and dimension. So the
Right here,
dimension would
22
be
feet by 8 feet, and then 4 feet by 4 feet. You want to show both the rectangle and the square.
8 feet. Then so come 1 feet times.
When is this project due, Craig?
In a couple of days.
Okay, before you turn it in, double check all your calculations because your instructor is probably going to double check or check random ones. So make sure you double check everything.
Okay.
That probably does it for today. I'm going to send you the notes and then a link to the screen recording so that you can look at it later. But I'm glad we were able to work together again, and I look forward to helping you next time. Keep the questions coming.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Yep. It was 22 times 8 feet and then subtracting 4 times 4.
Yes. Yes, and that's right here. Yeah,
Okay.
you got it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Matthew.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Bye now.
You too.